Think of a fast-growing local craft food brand operating entirely out of a residential kitchen. The counters are a maze of ingredients and stacked jars, with shipping boxes piled high in the corners. When one of their videos catches the algorithm, their revenue follows this exact vertical trajectory. They go from making $1,000 a month to $50,000 almost overnight. But this growth is built on a hollow foundation. They are operating without commercial zoning, they have no county health permits for food production, and their sales tax is not being routed to the correct authorities. The collapse starts with something small. A neighbor tired of delivery trucks idling outside calls in a noise complaint. That call brings a code enforcement officer to the door, who immediately flags the industrial-scale food production happening in a residential zone. The city issues a cease and desist that halts all sales, while the health department begins calculating compounding fines for every day they operated without a permit. With no revenue and a mountain of legal debt, their viral success evaporates in weeks. Welcome back. For today's session, we are analyzing Card 14, Market Legalities. Theodore Roosevelt once noted that no man is above the law and no man is below it. In the marketplace, these rules are absolute. Early founders often rely on the radar illusion, the idea that because no one is knocking on your door today, your oversights aren't a problem. In reality, the growth you are chasing is the very thing that will eventually trigger an audit. Get your notebook ready, clear your workspace, and focus on the current state of your business project. We need to look at what you've been ignoring. Identifying these rules before you reach that level of visibility is the only way to protect the equity you are building right now. The Greek temple and the scales represent the load-bearing infrastructure a business needs to survive. Without this foundation, scaling will eventually crush the operation. First, look at direct requirements. What specific licenses, permits, or certifications are mandatory just to hand your product to a customer? Then we have indirect requirements. These are the operational traps, like labor laws, packaging standards, data privacy requirements, and state tax codes. Finally, look at the mentorship angle. Who is already successfully navigating the legal landscape of your specific market? Auditing these categories separates a high-risk hobby from a resilient, investable business model. Pick the single bullet point from the card that makes you the most uncomfortable, the one you've been actively avoiding. Spend 5 minutes writing down exactly what you don't know about this specific legal blind spot. Don't worry about the solutions yet, just define the cap. Pause the video right now and start your sprint. I'll be here when you're done. This exercise takes a vague, paralyzing anxiety and turns it into a specific strategic target you can actually address. Welcome back. A common reaction to this list is thinking you need a massive budget for a corporate lawyer. You can actually handle the majority of this by leaning into the third bullet point on the card. Find 3 direct competitors who are just a few steps ahead of you in scale. You can reverse engineer their compliance by studying their website footers, their terms of service, and disclaimers on physical packaging. You can also reach out to non-competing businesses in other regions or use free resources like the Small Business Administration to see which licenses they hold. By observing existing market footprints and using open-source intelligence, you can map out your requirements for free. Navigating these requirements builds a competitive moat. Most of your potential rivals will find these regulations too tedious and simply quit or stay small, leaving the larger market to the few who do the work. This compliance also unlocks larger growth channels. Major retailers and distributors often refuse to carry brands that can't prove their legal standing. Once you have your paperwork in order, you can scale into these protected markets with confidence. Building something that lasts requires the discipline to handle these unglamorous foundational tasks. By doing this tedious work today, you are ensuring your future self is protected when that viral moment finally arrives. Keep building, and I'll see you at our next Daily Draw.